just hand me the answer on a silver platter. Why do I have to complain and bitch and moan and just deal with all this bullshit all the time? You know, at least this looks like it's actually the right reflection. You know, like, because all this water is so damn sparkly. Well, there's an easy way to fix this. You just can't go low enough when you're looking at it to see all the screwed up crap. That's how we hide things in games. Just like, you can't look at it from that angle. You know, this door only looks fine when you look at it at a 45-degree angle. I'm like, God, a level designer could solve that. Just make it so you can only see the door from a 45-degree angle and we're finished. Let's go home. Where's the beer can then? I like that, like the 105, but it's a little bit too much on some of this. Alright, so if we don't have any normal map, I wonder what happens. So if we do this empty normal map. We just need like a streaky normal map, and it'll look just fine. Yeah, exactly. How is everything like this? Alright, so we've got the refraction part going on properly then. I'd say that's good. That could probably be tweaked and tuned and messed with, but that's fine. Okay, so we have refraction. And what about reflection on this thing? Like, that it reflects other crap? Let's see what we can do with that on this. So like if we actually go into our material, that was the other way around. Yeah, exactly. Chump, just that's all you gotta do. Alright, so roughness. I'd like to have a little variable for this. Let's convert to a parameter. Let's call this roughness. And we're going to go in and apply that and save it and everything. Alright, so we go into our blueprint for our waterfall, and we're going to go to our construction script, and we're going to add a new variable. Let's duplicate this and call this roughness. The roughness is this controls how strong reflections are. Alright, so this will start off with, it's going to range from 0 to 1. The default value will have 0.5. And this is going to be a scalar parameter value for our method. So roughness. And Karakan, if you've been wondering where I have been for a few days, it's because I was off fishing again with my dad. Nothing brings joy to my life other than, oh, well, quite like killing God's little creatures and then eating them. So we caught a bunch of fish. I then ate them that same day. It was good. Alright, so we can add roughness to this thing. So let's do so. Roughness. Was that actually doing anything? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, now I'm starting to see it. So the roughness is coming in there. And why don't we get our sphere reflection capture? So if we threw like a reflection capture on this thing. Doesn't really do much, does it? Well, why don't we get like a base value for our opacity on this thing and see if we could kind of do something there. So our opacity, we're going to have like a constant, you know, like this will be like a 0.8. Let's do like a 0.5 and we'll add it together. So add 0.5. No, what am I doing? It's going to be, we're going to multiply this by 0.5. which value is this? This is our cancellation value. So we're going to calculate basically our alpha in here. We'll add these things together, and then our alpha multiply, which was coming right here, we're going to throw in right there. So we can have like a weight basically for our texture opacity and like just like the background waterfall opacity. Nice, caught something good? Yeah, we caught quite a few smallmouth bass. Like, shouldn't this be captured in its reflection? Like, what's this water? Test water 2. Test water 2 is a roughness of 0. Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier. Is you can change how the waterfall flows. You can do other things like have it flow like that, or like that. So I am confused as to why this is not reflected. I mean, if we just reset this to 1, we have no refraction. Well, what happens if we render it as two-sided? Let's just poke with stuff, because I have no freaking clue what the hell I'm doing. So we might as well just screw around with it until we find something cool, right? Grr. Two-sided really doesn't do much for this. Doesn't look like it does anything. Alright. So I don't think that reflection does anything. It does nothing. So there's nothing good, at least. What happens if we grab a second planar reflection? Not really getting too much out of these reflection captures. Like, there is some reflection going on there, you can kind of see it. There's not much. Alright, well, I'm gonna change the water opacity value to being this thing that's controlling this to be a parameter I can actually throw in there. And we'll see if we can do anything with this. Alright, so this controls how strong the water opacity, water's opacity is controlled by the base diffuse texture. Alright. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, so if we go up to this thing, so we can control basically the water opacity. I really need a normal map that kind of works with this waterfall texture like this. Let's see if I can do anything like that. See if I can grab a plugin real quick for this. I'm going to see if this normal tools thing works real well. So let's just see if we can mess around with Paint.net real quick and get it to actually do some of this for us. Alright, cool. So I've now got these tools instead of on this thing. So I should be able to like snag this texture here, which it's saved as a U asset, so I don't actually have this texture, which kind of sucks. Can we export as a like a PNG or something? I'll export it as a bitmap and see if I can snag it. Do that on the desktop. There we go. There's our bitmap for our texture. Let's see if we can actually... I mean, that didn't work at all, did it? Alright, so we were able to export it. So let's take a look at the bump checker thing. No. Look at that. I found one little bump. Good job, normalizer. The normal tools comes with a 27-page user guide, which will take a step-by-step process. Alright, so maybe I should read the user guide real quick on this damn thing. The user's guide contains instructions for installing the tools into Paint.net as well. Of course, the user guide is not available. And nothing's available for it. Alright, so that's just freaking amazing. Let's see if I can run this really old program on this thing. I have a license for this, but it's old. It was back before I had a Gmail account, I think. Let me see if I've got it kicking around somewhere. Nope, nothing. Well, shit. It's like I'd have to install, Photoshop, because Photoshop is a standard tool. Let's see if there's another thing. Let's see if there's any other simple program I can snag. Well, let's just snag a program real quick to do some of this. So, 1 second. Well, I go install millions of viruses onto my computer in order to just test out a few random bullshit things. So I'll just mess around with this and see what I can do real quick. This thing really isn't very good, is it? Nothing to smooth, I see. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Exporting normals is not, it's not in the free version. Well, are you going to let me copy paste out of it? No? Well, guess what? Taking screenshots is something you can't prevent me from doing. Of course it doesn't work. God damn it, that's so stupid. Useless shit program. You'll pull it through Photoshop for me? Yeah, but I kind of also want to have my own normal map generator thing. Yeah, it's also that basically the this texture does not lend itself well at all to having any sort of automatic normal map because it's all water, you know, it's all white, which is all sorts of trash, that's what it looks like. Well, let me just export this thing real quick. And then maybe we can open it and mess with it a little bit inside of our program. And we'll throw that back into our project and see if it looks anywhere near like what we want. And that's something I need to write down. I need to go get an actual normal map generation thing for just garbage normals. You can't have the same damn name? That's so stupid. Just let me rename it. Alright, this is saved as a normal map. We're going to need the same thing. It is saved as a normal map. Yeah, it doesn't really work at all, does it? Why not? What is going on here? Between these two. Supposedly, that would do something. It's like the normal map is just not even working. This thing just not gonna compile, or what? Ah, this waterfall material is all sorts of screwed up now. Oh yeah, that just didn't work. Alright. I'm just wasting time at this point. I should move on to something useful instead of something useless. It's not being used in test water normals, I swear to God. These references are an undue history. Yeah, okay, nobody gives a shit. Just get rid of it. Alright, let's see if we've got this metallic and specular stuff on. Let's see if that does anything for our water. Because the reflection, I guess, really isn't that important. It might be like the top of the waterfall or something. Maybe we could try having some top of waterfall reflection stuff. So we'll just compile all these shaders. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look any different. Well, we could have our watercolor as an exposed parameter. So let's go ahead and do that. Watercolor. Alright, so it's going to be set, what is it? Vector parameter value on a material instance dynamic. So let's create a color. Watercolor. That is going to be a linear color. This will be the color of the waterfall. So we'll slot it in there. Because I'm pretty sure I can give stuff like this to Adam and just be like, you know, I've got it set up, so all you have to do is set up the normal map, and here's this, and then he'll be able to play with that. He's got all the tools. I don't have all the tools to do that. Alright, well let's apply that and compile those shaders and we'll see what it looks like. And we should be able to change that watercolor a bit. This is with, what, black water? Alright, well, I think we're gonna call that good for the waterfall on this. Let's check our notes. We wanted to mask, we wanted panning of the texture, we wanted the UVs and all that sort of stuff. Is there any other stuff that we want, like some sort of extra reflective stuff on it? Like, it's got the refraction, but you know, it's not like we can really do much with the refraction. Like, we can have it refract based on the normals and all that.